This is what people think the Netherlands is like. This is what the Netherlands is really like. 2023 was the wettest year on record, and it looks like the trend will continue. 100 minutes of rain a day, 130 days out of the year, biking through the wind, rain, and hail. 1 minute the sun's out, next the rain. Hey, the sun's back. Just kidding. And wait, what's that sound?
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's the Dutch people complaining about the damn weather again.
The weather is the most popular topic in the Netherlands, and it's especially popular during
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter is here.
Now, coming from California, I was really looking forward to my first winter. I was expecting a lot of this. But in reality, there's actually not that much snow here, just a lot of rain. Well, there's a popular saying that goes like this: there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. What a load of On one hand, the Dutch are one of the happiest people in the world. On the other, they love to complain about things like the weather. So is the weather really all that bad, or are the Dutch complaining just to complain?
It's just complaining because of complaining.
And what if I told you there's actually an upside to this terrible, terrible weather? So in this video, we'll talk about what Dutch weather is really like, how it's changing and how it compares to other countries,
and 10 strategies on how to deal with the Dutch weather and winters.
Okay, so fun fact, in California, we also talk about the rain, the lack of rain, and when it actually does rain.
Los Angeles will be experiencing a 1/4 inch of rain.
So much.
Was not expecting this much rain. I did hear that rain was coming, but this is pretty heavy.
So coming from California, I've actually never had to deal with a winter or rain. But the Dutch, they will cycle through any type of weather. I really had to learn strategies on how to dress properly, because the truth is, I've never felt sad or the winter blues ever in my life until coming here. But when I experienced my first spring, I felt this sense of joy, optimism. I felt alive again. And then I realized I was probably depressed during winter. There is such a thing as bad weather, but how bad is it really? Well, let's start with 2023. It was the wettest year on record.
But here's the thing, the number of rainy days has not changed much in the past 50 years, but it rains more now. Now, what about the amount of rainy days per year? According to this map of Europe, you can see that the Netherlands in general rains about 1/3 of the year. Besides the rain, the hardest part for me is the lack of sunlight and the short days.
Okay, but let's be real. The Dutch, they're still gonna complain. So what are some practical solutions on how to survive the Dutch winters and weather?
Vitamin D.
So just got my blood test. The doctor said they would check vitamin D, also B12 and thyroid.
Tomorrow.
Wow, 53, which isn't deficient, but getting there. So I started taking vitamin D pills during the winter, and I can say I think I feel better. Even if it's a placebo, it's working. It has to work. You can also get vitamin D through food. Fatty fishes such as salmon and tuna, egg yolks, and raw herring. Do it for the vitamin D, David. Just do it. Use artificial light, like a SAD or a sunrise lamp. These lamps mimic sunrise, and while they won't give you vitamin D, they can help you wake up, especially when it's still dark at 9 a.m. Now, this won't help you with snoozing, and you might need something like this. Some people also use light therapy to help with the winter blues. This involves sitting in front of a light every morning for 20-30 minutes as soon as you wake up. And clothes. Buy proper clothing. Invest in a nice rain jacket, especially one that covers my body when I cycle. What else? A winter jacket, scarf, beanie. Don't forget those gloves when you cycle. And an umbrella can always be handy. And oh yeah, layering. For people coming from warmer places, this is a game changer. And do something fun. Be creative. There are so many indoor activities, and winter is the perfect time to use your museum card, which is still the best investment to date in this country. And better yet, do it with people. Because social connection is key to battle the winter blues. When you hang out with people, the body produces feel-good hormones of dopamine and the love hormone oxytocin. Hugs are especially important. Yes, hugging yourself can improve your well-being. Studies also show hugging stuffed animals or your pillow can produce the love hormone oxytocin. Hey, No one's judging. Go on. But don't spend too much time cuddling with your pillow. Go outside.
Now, even if it's rainy or cloudy, you can still get vitamin D by going outside. And for myself, I try to get outside as soon as I wake up, even if it's dark, more so to regulate my sleep cycle.
Ah, yes, exercising. One of the most important things to do. But good thing there's cycling, and you'll get used to cycling in the rain. Don't want to go outside? Try lifting free weights at home. Do whatever you want, but did you know complaining is actually one of the most effective forms of exercise?
Takken weer.
Het regent pijpen stelen.
Rot weer. Kut weer.
Not only will you integrate with the Dutch, but science also tells us that complaining can help build social connection. And oh yeah, weather apps. Never trust the Apple weather app. Use apps like Boin Radar, Veer Online. You can check if the rain will come in the next few hours. And if all else fails and you still feel depressed, just buy a ticket to Spain or somewhere warm. I mean, why does it seem like all Dutch people are in Spain for the winter?
Okay, we can't control the weather, but here's some better news. 2023 was also the warmest year on record, the most amount of sunshine. And what about seasonal affective disorder? Well, studies show that 3 to 8% of the Dutch population have seasonal affective disorder. But actually, a study showed that there wasn't a big difference between depression in winter as compared to other seasons. It might just be in our heads, confirmation bias, because everyone else is complaining. And that creates what psychologists call a focusing illusion. Our minds tend to focus on one aspect of life while ignoring the other aspects. Well, what if I told you there's actually an upside to the crappy weather? Duality. The concept of balance and seeing two opposing sides. That you can only see the light when you've seen the dark. That you can only appreciate the good when you've experienced the bad. Because to be honest, when I lived in California, I didn't really appreciate the sun. I took it for granted. And yes, I don't like the winters here, but I've learned to be more appreciative of the sun when it does come out. I've learned to really appreciate the seasons of change. Spring, summer, fall, autumn, and even winter. No, not really winter, but you get what I'm saying. Because the crappy weather helps to reset our baseline happiness levels. It helps us appreciate the good weather when it does come, and it will come. So let's continue complaining about the weather because it really does suck. But let's also start to remember and to appreciate all the good things that we have in life.